Go from it. It's hard to go sweet to.
We can tell you on the air what to do, like normal.
Bye, guys.
Bye. This one is. Is there any alcohol in that?
It's low.
Okay, I was gonna say. It's too good.
7.5%, more than a Moscato d'Asti.
Live on the Christian Show.
Brad is here from Brown Derby, straight from the wine center with wine for us.
Howdy,
Hello.
howdy, howdy. You know,
Hi.
we were thinking that we've done a lot of beer. We had craft beer festival going on. We've done all the rum and tequila taste off. Everybody loved the straight. So I thought, you know, we hadn't
Yep.
done some wine in a while.
Yeah.
So it was time for some Memorial Day weekend. Fun wines, barbecue wines, sipping wines, sweet wines, and then maybe a wine that supposedly may make you live, 100 plus years.
Backtrack for just a second. I have to tell you, since you were here last week, I lost count of how many people asked me, like, was George Clooney's tequila really good? Did you really like Kenny Chesney's rum? I'm like, yeah, they were really good. So I think people really liked the famous.
The rock star, movie star tie-in, and they are actually pretty darn good.
Yeah, I was impressed. Okay, so I don't like anything better than a nice bottle of wine, so you're right up my alley this weekend. I'm sure everybody's going to be drinking a lot of wine for the holiday.
Everybody's it's beer season too. So, it's beer on the lake, but I kind of think if you're out on the rivers, out in the lake, or out doing things, and you come back and you're cooking.
That's when you want wine.
You maybe want to open a bottle of wine.
Yep.
And so I got a couple for Ree here today, doing the sweet tooth over there.
Our digital girl, she's hard to please. But you did a good job with this one. What are you trying first?
This is it's from a winery called Quaddy. It's very well known in California for making sweet wines. This is their line called Salt of the Earth.
Okay.
And it's a white Moscato, Muscat grape, and a red Moscato. And we've had Moscato d'Asti in here from Italy, which is specific to Italian.
Right.
This is California Moscato from the Muscat grape. So it's very simple. It's sweet. It's white wine, but it's got some flavor to it.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there any sugar in this, or is
there
it
might be
just
some
wine?
residual sugar in there.
Okay, because this is really, really sweet, but it's really, really good. It tastes like grape juice to me. So if there's alcohol in it and it tastes this good, I could be in trouble.
And I thought this would be fun because so many people think of wine and think of dry red wine. That they're not going to want to have when it's hot out. So when you chill these down, you put them in the fridge for 15, 20 minutes, maybe a little longer than a red.
What's the difference between the red and the white? The color?
This is the color.
It's the same thing though?
So
it smells a lot alike. These smell really, really good. I could drink these on the lake. You say, beer on the lake and wine afterwards, but I could totally probably down more than I should of this on the lake.
That's grape juice. Good grape juice.
Holy moly. Yeah, it's sweet.
It's sweet.
This red one's sweeter than the white.
It is. And the alcohol was 7.5% on the white.
Is that very much or no?
It's a little more than the Moscato d'Asti. It's less than a regular bottle of wine that we're going to taste. Typical alcohol is around 12%. So these are less alcohol.
It smells like it's going to be strong.
It does smell like it's going to be strong, but it's very sweet and light and fruity. So it's good if you're going to drink wine and it's hot outside. That's not a bad one. But when you taste these wines, are you supposed to start with the sweet wines and go
Actually,
work your way down,
typically sweet, you would end with sweet wine. But I thought since Shadow was dashing out the door.
Shadow was here a minute ago.
So what I'm going to have you do here, hold on, don't drink that. It's going to rinse.
Oh, we got to
Just rinse.
We're rinsing
So
our
because
glass.
the sweet wine, the Moscato in here will definitely affect the taste of the next wine.
Oh,
Because it's so different.
Are we going to pour this wine out?
We're going to dump it.
Oh my gosh. He brought the spit cup today.
So you kind of just roll it through, kind of coat the glass, dump it out.
Okay.
Roll coat.
So now it's kind of seasoned the glass, going from that really sweet wine and we're going back to some drier red wines.
Okay, you can
Since
follow
you guys
us on our Ustream channel and just search for Q102. We'll post this on our Facebook page and my Kristen blog at Q102.fm as well. If you want to learn how to swish your glass or spit it out. See the bottles that we're drinking here. Okay, now what's this one?
So, you remember Garnacha de Fuego and Ana Rivero? Remember those wines we tasted?
Yes.
And those are Garnacha from Spain.
Right. Those were good. I loved those.
They were good. This is a pretty interesting wine called Canino, and Canino it's from Italy, from Sardinia. And Canino is another word for Grenache.
Okay.
Their translation of Grenache. We just got this wine in recently, and what made me bring it today is Grenache is kind of a fun barbecue, easy to drink wine. Not like Pinot Noir, a little bit bigger.
Right.
But this wine is the one that Dr. Oz put on there because it comes from Sardinia, which they call a blue zone, or he calls a blue zone. Indigenous people have the longest lifespans. And they kind of trace it back
He's big into the Mediterranean diet and the wine.
The
and
lifestyle of eating and drinking. And
I like that
me too.
lifestyle. And I do everything Dr. Oz says anyways, so.
So I thought it would be interesting to try. And this is one of the better ones that we've had.
Okay, and this one, he says, if you want to live a longer life, you drink this wine. I mean, does he say, like, are you supposed to have, is this just the red wine you're supposed to drink if you
lifestyles
want to
and
live?
eating habits of those people of Sardinia and the indigenous people, this is the indigenous grape to that island, Canada.
I really like it. It tastes really kind of sweet when you drink it, but the aftertaste is really dry.
I feel like there's going to be more, and then just kind of stops.
And then it's not meant to really hang on. There's not a lot of tannins like you get with Cabernet or some bigger grape varietals. It's kind of all up front.
It is really dry though when you put the air to it.
It's dry, but without being grippy. It's not grippy
good
in the mouth. So that is Canada, which
How much is a bottle of that?
That's about $16.99.
Oh, not a lot if you want to live longer.
If you want to live longer. 105, 110, whatever it takes.
Drink this wine for $16 and you will live forever.
Low heart disease and cancer in Sardinia, and they kind of this is a piece of that puzzle that Dr. Oz claims.
Yeah, you got to follow their diet and drink their wine, I think is kind of the thing.
So you got to live on an island, eat
Walk
drink
everywhere.
plenty, and
yeah, okay.
no worries. All right.
That.
Now,
that's good. I like it.
These two wines you've had before.
The Culprit.
And the Perseverance.
Okay.
But
I don't remember that one.
They're new vintages.
Okay.
And the reason I brought that is people think, oh, I've had the Culprit. I always like it. Well, that's typically true, but every year is a different year. And in the Culprits, there's different blends used. And so depending on the year, it could be a good year or not so good.
Okay.
It could be a different blend used. So I thought
that's cool.
This is one of our favorite wines, but wines do change. So just because you like the 2010 doesn't mean you're going to like the 2011, depending on varietals used to blend the wine and the quality of the year.
I think the average person like me probably just looks for a bottle they've had before and doesn't pay attention to any of that. And that's a good tip to look at when you buy a bottle of wine because it might change.
Yeah, and I would say there are those wines out there, especially made, and I'll use an example, not good or bad, of like Kendall Jackson Chardonnay. I mean, that's made in a specific style, and they make so much of it, and the vineyard holdings, they can pretty much make a style every year.
Okay.
But really, when you're making smaller boutique wines that only come from certain areas, you're only dealt the hand that you get. You can't manipulate it.
Right.
So
it's not going to always taste the same.
You get variances.
Yeah.
This one last time was much more Zinfandel driven. This one, this year, 2011, has Zin in it, some Syrah, but they threw in another varietal called Tempranillo.
I wish I knew. I mean, I remember I liked the Culprit last time that we had it, but I don't remember what it tasted like. I just remember I liked it.
So when I tasted this, it's not as big and as ripe as the 2010 was. It's a little softer.
Did you know you're not supposed to brush your teeth for 30 minutes after you drink red wine?
No.
Yeah, I read that the other day.
Why is that?
It does something to your teeth, like opens up the enamel. It makes it more susceptible to stains and things like that. And so you're supposed to not brush your teeth for at least 30 minutes after you drink red wine.
You're supposed to walk around with purple teeth for at the party and that.
Yep, let it do its thing and then brush your teeth or else.
Do you get purple teeth?
I don't. I'm not one of those people who gets purple teeth.
I used to get. I don't get it as bad anymore. But there's people that they get purple teeth.
Yeah, my husband, if he drinks too much red wine, his teeth get a little purple.
So what do you think of the 2011?
I like it. I'll drink it. I'll drink almost.
I don't think I like the
but
2010, but I like this one.
You like it better? And the other thing I did is I chilled these down, maybe even a little bit more than quote unquote cellar temperature.
Right.
Because it's summertime again.
I like to drink them a little cooler.
You want them a little cooler.
I like the Dr. Oz wine the best so far. I don't even know. People are going to come in asking for the Dr. Oz.
Dr. Oz. And you know what? Our entire staff knows exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, cool. Awesome. They're just that good.
This is the new vintage of Perseverance. This is one of our favorite Zinfandels. And both the Culprit and Perseverance, and going with the Memorial Day idea of eating and drinking and what is big juicy wines that are a lot of flavors but not a lot of tannin and they're fun to drink. They have enough flavor. They go with a variety of foods.
Oh, that's the winner for me of everything.
This will be Zinfandel is that.
I love it. It's bold. It's like it's fruity and flowery, and I like it.
That is like picturesque Zinfandel right there.
Yeah, and not the Franzia in a box. Totally different
Little
Zinfandel.
different.
Not the kind your mom drinks at the card party.
And Zinfandel's actually making a huge comeback. It kind of probably 15 years ago. It's one of the grapes that America calls its own. Meaning we didn't get hybrids from different countries. It's really indigenous to the U.S. And all of a sudden, people are getting interested in Zinfandel again. And everything kind of goes through cycles. You know, Merlot took a beating for a while when Pinot Noir got hot. So Zinfandel's kind of coming out of this dormant stage and coming back up.
I'm seeing it on restaurant menus when you go to order.
You're seeing it more when you're out?
Yeah. This one's really, I think this is my favorite, and then I like the Dr. Oz wine second. The other ones are sweet, good. They'd be good like pairing up with lunch or something. And the Gulprit, I like that one too. It just didn't rank my top two. So what about you? What do you like the best?
I actually, for this one, I like that Sardinia. I kind of know the best, but maybe I guess it's the most interesting to me to taste.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. The Perseverance,
really good.
For big ripe Zinfandel is awesome.
It is.
You want
good.
something a little softer, not as ripe, Gulprit fits in there.
What about you, Reed? Do you like anything?
This actually surprised me. I didn't think I'd like it by the smell or the first taste, but I like the aftertaste.
What's this one we're talking? What's this one? The last one we're just tasting.
Perseverance.
Old
that's the one
we all
They're both
really
about
like.
$16 a bottle.
Flor de Moscato.
Yeah, Reed's going for the grape juice.
Salted beer.
Are you going to be doing any tastings? What's going on this weekend at the Wine Center?
We're tasting majority of these wines.
Okay.
So we'll be tasting 12 to 4. We'll have our beer and spirit tasting tomorrow, 5 to 7. So we'll be tasting. Come on by if you're out and about, not at the river or the lake yet.
Yeah, and if you want to try the Dr. Oz wine, go into one of the Brown Derby stores and just tell me you want to try the Dr. Oz wine.
Come in the Wine Center.
The Wine Center
The Wine
has
Center,
it?
yeah.
Okay.
We can pour it as well.
Are you guys open on Memorial Day?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, cool.
We are open Memorial Day.
Awesome. Brad, thanks for coming in.
Yeah, thank you.
Learn more about